there was a question in the office hours channel about I've been using Drizzle ORM, which as of RC1 supports Effect v4. But can you all briefly go over the difference between using an ORM like Drizzle and using bare Effect SQL, and in particular how migrations differ and what path the Effect team recommends moving forward in terms of DX? Well, Effect SQL is not an ORM. It is just a way to write SQL queries and get schema validated results out the other end if you use the particular modules that do that, and also to get like batching and request resolver-esque behavior. So yeah, Effect SQL is definitely not an ORM, and that was never the intention. So if you need an ORM, I would use the Drizzle like implementation, and if you don't need an ORM, if you just want to write SQL, then you use Effect SQL. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the question about migrations. In Effect SQL, migrations are written using SQL, and with Drizzle, I don't know because I haven't tried out their v4 implementation yet, but I assume migrations are written using Drizzle. Drizzle ORM Effect v4.
Also, the migration of Effect SQL are forward only, whereas probably other ORMs can also provide you back and forth or like snapshotting the ideal structure of your database and then diffing that about what you actually have. So that's also like a difference that you have because again, Effect SQL is not an ORM. It's just like a way to running SQL queries.
Yeah, I don't know how migrations work with Drizzle, but I assume it leans into the ORM, so that's the difference. Migrations are written using SQL exactly like the previous Drizzle versions, just the structure's changed a bit. Yeah, so I guess the decision on whether to use Effect SQL or Drizzle, it comes down to whether or not you want to use an ORM. Personally, if I'm writing a large application, I think I would probably use the Drizzle, because I kind of like the ORM style, but some people might prefer just to write plain SQL, especially now that Drizzle's ORM is so speedy. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Mattia.
And it also depends if you want to like to take particular advantage of particular features of the backend database that you have behind the scene, because usually like ORMs trade off that
Exactly.
for like an unified interface. And instead, if you have maybe a use case where you want to leverage 100% of the optimization that a specific SQL engine could provide you by choosing some particular trade-off or SQL instruction that you need to inject into the query for opting into those, well, obviously an ORM doesn't give you that. So it's more like a domain choice rather than an actual like a domain technical choice rather than something it's good to use that and not that one, I would say.
Yeah.
It depends on the use case again, as always.